I crashed my dad's car without him knowing. I still can't believe I did it. I mean, I know I'm a pretty good driver, but I guess I got a little too confident. It was a Friday night, and my friends and I had just left the movies. We were all laughing and joking around, and I was feeling pretty carefree. My dad had let me borrow his car for the night, and I was determined to show him that I was responsible enough to take care of it. But as we were driving home, I got distracted by my friends in the back seat. They were all teasing me about my driving skills, and I got a little defensive. I took my eyes off the road for just a second, and that's all it took. I didn't see the stop sign until it was too late, and I slammed on the brakes. The car skidded to a stop, but not before I clipped the side of a parked car. My heart sank as I looked over at the damage. The side panel was dented and scratched, and I could see that the other car had a pretty nasty gash in it, too. My friends were all staring at me in shock, and I knew I had to think fast. "Guys, we need to get out of here," I said, trying to stay calm. "We can't just leave the scene of an accident." But as we got out of the car, I realized that no one had seen us. The street was empty, and the only witness was a stray cat that was watching us from across the street. I breathed a sigh of relief as I realized that I might be able to get away with this. We quickly exchanged information with the owner of the other car, and I promised to pay for the damages. But as we drove away, I knew that I had to come up with a plan to cover up the damage to my dad's car. I spent the rest of the night in a panic, trying to figure out what to do. I knew that my dad would kill me if he found out what had happened. So, I came up with a plan. I would take the car to a body shop and get it fixed before my dad even noticed anything was wrong. It wasn't easy, but I managed to pull it off. I took the car to a shop on the outskirts of town, and they fixed the damage in just a few days. I paid for it out of my own pocket, using money that I had saved up from my part-time job. When my dad asked me about the car, I just shrugged and told him that everything was fine. He didn't suspect a thing, and I breathed a sigh of relief. But as I look back on that night, I realized that I was lucky. I could have gotten into a lot of trouble, and I could have hurt someone. It was a close call, and it taught me a valuable lesson. I'll never take my driving privileges for granted again, and I'll always be more careful behind the wheel. And as for my dad, I'll never tell him what really happened. At least, not until I'm a lot older and can look back on it with a sense of humor.